Welcome back to the Papa Meat channel. How you doing? Come on, sit down because today we're gonna get lost in the aisles of one of the most magical places on earth. That's right, we're talking about Home Depot. Summer is here, and it's the perfect time to do a little home improvement around the house. A little while ago, we did a video exploring the horrors that take place inside Walmart and just recently the Goodwill outlet stores. Well, if you thought those were the only retailers that had issues, you'd be wrong. After all, Home Depot is a big place, so there's plenty of opportunity for bizarre and dangerous things to go down. Whether it's crime rings, deaths, or weird sexual encounters, dark secrets of this American staple will have you watching your step the next time you go searching for supplies. And you know, we also want to talk about this too. We're doing a lot of renovation stuff, and let me tell you, every time we have to go into a Home Depot, it's an odd encounter. It's kind of like Walmart in the sense that there's a lot of old people that work the front, and there's just a lot of I just feel like every person working in the back of Home Depot is just sketchy as fuck. The more I go in there, the more just weird shit. It's just another form of Walmart. I don't know how to explain it, but that's what made us kind of want to touch on this video subject. And after digging down deep, I think every store has some kind of dark but Home Depot, for some reason, it tickles my fancy. And if we're going to go into the insanity that is Home Depot, we got to talk about the customers, right? And I'm one of them. I have a Home Depot credit card after all, Nick.
They got you at the sign up.
I surprisingly use it way more than I thought I would.
Oh, my dad has one too.
Well, Home Depot differs from previous retail stores we've covered because its customers are not known for being barely dressed or smelling strange. That's usually our go-tos. Usually their tits are hanging out, I don't know, they're fat and falling down, or they're old and senile and screaming. That's usually what makes me chortle. I do. That's not really what Home Depot's known for. Instead, it's usually contractors or crafty people looking for supplies for their next project, aka contractors conning people in some way, being like, yeah, I need another $6,000 to fix. Being like, yeah, I need another $6,000 to fix your tub. And they're walking around Home Depot just grabbing shit off the shelves, take a nap in the aisle. However, that doesn't mean that some of these people are not building strange things, right? One employee reported getting stopped outside the front of the store by a man asking if they had any large hooks in stock.
You got any big hooks?
Why would you ever ask anyone that? I think there's some items, and I think everyone has had an item in their life where they're like, I'm not going to ask anybody because it's going to come off strange. To not have that social spidey sense scares me.
Got any big hooks? I'm looking to hook something up.
Think of like Texas Chainsaw Massacre when they hang him up on the hooks. Or he has a little like Kung Pao, whatever, that guy, his like little claw hand, like that kind of thing. Or the pirate, Captain Hook. Confused by their quest, she asked what, it was a girl too.
You got any hooks?
She's like, she asked what he needed the hook for. Okay, hold on. What was it for? I feel like that's a bit invasive, isn't it?
Yeah, why do you need to know that?
Boy, what is it used for? I'd be like, I don't know, I'm gonna kill somebody. It doesn't matter to you. Where is it? And you see, now I'm already on the guy's side. At first, the man didn't directly specify why he needed the hook, but he did state that he needed a hook that could support the weight of a human. Oh, come on, dude. Even more confused, he finally caved and revealed that he was looking for a large hook to suspend his wife during their BDSM session. I would have almost been like, just tell me you're killing somebody. Tell me you have a meat locker, that kind of thing. All right, I put on her legs and she hangs and dangles. There's nothing I hate more than seeing that stretch back skin.
Oh, yeah.
Those hooks, I hate looking at that stuff, man. Can you imagine sitting there, you're like, you spin your wife like a circus delay thing in her back. Back's all hooked up, stretched up, she's spinning around, you're just like... Because there's no way you can...
Oh.
You're just sitting on the side.
Well, there's a way. Get a little stool.
Hop on the back of her. Before the employee could even respond, the man asked if she'd be interested in joining. Still in disbelief, she ignored the customer's request and just walked away. Smart human being is what I gotta say. That's a smart person. You want to join? Throw your hands up and just walk away. Because I feel like if you address it in any way, it's gonna end badly.
You think so?
Yes or no. Yeah, I think the outcome is the exact same. I feel like people like that, they act like deer. They're like wild animals. Or if you act away, he like probably forgets to even talk to you. Oh, hooks, yeah. He just like walks off. Another associate shared a strange story after visiting a customer's home to check on a toilet installation. The woman later came in furious, insisting they put in the wrong model of toilet. The employee followed the woman to her home and entered it, stating that it was incredibly dark. After making his way to the bathroom and confirming that it was the wrong model, a random sound in the darkness spooked him. Oh. As he looked out from the light of the bathroom, he could make out a naked, 500-pound man sitting in a bed just underneath the sheets, watching him from the darkness. That's me, dude. I'm just like butt naked, my little pig there, and I'm like...
I'll be here, sweetheart.
Apparently, the employee had walked right past the man as he stood near the door in the darkness before making his way to bed and alerting him of his presence. After seeing her husband, he quickly left the home and informed the supervisors that he refused to return and install the toilet. So wait, is he saying that the guy was like standing in the room? He walked past it and see this ghoulish giant man, and the guy was like, and then crawled in his bed really quick, like a little pig in a blanket. He like wrapped himself up, and that's when he like turned, and he's like, what the hell? And he's like, lay with me. Home Depot usually has everything you need to fix your home, including materials to block gamma radiation. A Home Depot employee told a story of how a woman came into a store and confronted them about needing 32-inch foam face boards. When questioned about the odd request, the woman stated that she needed them to protect her house at night, and when the employees questioned her further, the woman finally revealed the real problem. She stated that every night, aliens shoot gamma rays into her home, which messes up their TV and internet signal.
I like how that's what she's focusing on.
This is so real, dude. This is like Facebook Moms 101. The aliens shooting their gamma rifles at me and I can't download my stories.
My Instagram feed is fucked. I'm getting like schizo, alien. They'll be like, look at my arm. I was burned by the radiation.
I love it. And there's nothing there. Yeah. There's seriously, there's this guy on TikTok that I love. He's like, I think he's a schizophrenic guy that he says he has like a $300 quadrillion city. And he like makes like these maps of it. And it's just like the most schizophrenic. Like, I'm like, that's exactly what, if I want like cringe and that kind of, that's the kind of stuff I want. I don't want guys dancing. I want a guy being like in this roach infested apartment being like, hey guys, how's it going? I'm going to tell you about my submarine that goes down, like that kind of thing. Awesome. She claimed that she had contacted the authorities from the police all the way to the FBI, but nobody believed her. So she went online and asked if anyone had this problem. People said that if she had covered her house with 2-inch foam face boards, her issue would stop. I always think that's people fucking with them, but at the same time, I think people online were like, that happened to me last year. This is what stopped it.
If she Googled gamma radiation and went into a forum.
Yeah, just any kind of forum where people are like, yeah, it happened to me. It's actually the extraterrestrial. And she's just like, that's gotta be it. That's actually exactly what I was thinking too. That giant floating spaceship outside my house, that makes sense that they're shooting me with lasers. Hey, would you guys off? I'd hate to be her neighbor, dude. She's definitely yelling out her window. Stop! Wait! We want to thank today's sponsor, GamerSupps, our longest, most beautiful sponsors on this channel. You can go to gamersupps.gg and get our own flavor, raw meat. That's right, baby. It's one of the best. I'm going to say it's the best right now, and I think I need you to try it right now. It's keto-friendly, sugar-free, and there's non-caffeinated options if you have a little quail heart and it's too much for you. But also, GamerSupps right now has carbonated energy drinks. Move over, Red Bull. There's a new sheriff in town. They got all kinds of flavors right now, guys. And let me tell you, if raw meat keeps going the way it is, they're wanting to put that little bitch in a can and sell it as well. So be sure to check out my flavor, raw meat. And also, if you're unironically just wanting like a carbonated energy drink or more of the shaken energy drinks type stuff, GamerSupps is the way to go. It's fucking awesome. It is a very, very nice product. So thank you so much to GamerSupps for continuously sponsoring these channels. And hey, go check them out. You can get free samples. If you like big anime titty cups, they do tons of drops with different creators. It's just a nice thing for if you're a fan of online content and if you're needing a little extra energy boost. So thank you so much for GamerSupps for sponsoring this video, and back to the video. At a Home Depot store in Kansas, a customer rushed out of the bathroom and told employees that there was a serious bomb threat. I got a bomb! He claimed it was coming from a man inside the bathroom. He's like taking shit next to a guy. You better get out of here. I got a bomb. Taking the threat extremely seriously, police and bomb squads arrived and went into the bathroom to investigate. When they found the man with the supposed bomb, they realized the whole thing had been blown out of proportion. When the man walked into the bathroom, he said to the other people, quote, "You all need to get out of here because I'm fixing to blow it up." He then walked into the stall and took a massive The person that reported the bomb threat actually believed he had a bomb and was going to blow up the whole store. Once the police exited the bathroom, they informed the confused customer that he was just warning the others that, hey, he's going to take a big shit, and that there was no bomb. Say, if I saw guys walking, he's like, you guys better watch out, I'm ready to blow it up, I'd be disgusted and leave. But I wouldn't be like, what? It'd be like Colin Farrell in that movie, was it Phone Booth or something? For some people, walking around Home Depot gets them hot and heavy. So much so that they gotta go outside and take care of business, all right? At around 8:30 a.m., Emily Craig and Sean Bowden were spotted walking into a display shed in the parking lot and closing the door behind them. How gross, dude.
Nature calls.
It doesn't. Hang up is what I say. Hang up the phone. Employees called the police, reporting the suspicious activity. When they opened the door, they found the couple having sex in the empty shed. Police stated that Sean had his pants around his ankles and they were caught in the act. Both were charged with disorderly conduct and subsequently sent to jail.
Do you think it's for OnlyFans content?
I always think so. Nowadays, I anytime I hear about that stuff, I'm like, the motherfucker had like a DJI pocket cam, whatever, where he had like a disability helmet and a GoPro on top of it, and he's like, I gotta tell you too, if you go anywhere, wash your hands, wear gloves. You know what I mean? I've legitimately have started carrying like gloves with me everywhere I go. People will stop me in public, like, hey, can I get a picture of all that stuff? And it isn't against them. I wash my hands furiously every time. I've even started carrying like hand sanitizer with me and stuff. You just never know, dude. In May of this year, police were called to Home Depot after multiple calls came in about a naked man entering a display shed. After police searched multiple sheds, they finally came across the man they were looking for. He was on his back and he had his pants down. Holding his phone in one hand and masturbating with the other. That's some serious toddler energy. Yeah, he's like, he's had enough tummy time, so he rolls on his back. Police noted that a large container of Vaseline sat open next to the man as he enjoyed himself. That's the police fibbing. That's the police being like, this motherfucker's already in it. We're just gonna toss in some cherries on top. He was told to roll onto his stomach and was arrested. He's like, tummy time. While in custody, he tried to claim that he was simply watching YouTube. The judge didn't buy his story and charged him with 1 count of obscenity, which I feel like is light. Why go to the shed in May? Actually, it's pretty beautiful weather. He's like, God damn. He walks outside.
It's the thrill.
You leave it slightly cracked open. You're like on your back, legs like this. Every once in a while, you like look over your belly.
I hope they don't catch me.
Exactly. I hope no one walks in here. Hey, no one come in here. That's what you say the whole time. And then just... Home Depot is also known to attract homeless people for a variety of reasons. But one of the biggest reasons is obviously the empty sheds outside that are used as basically free housing, right? If it's bad weather, if I owned a Home Depot, I'd be like, I mean, you can sit in the shed. Don't come in the store. Employees often have to remove them. One employee recalls how management would lock the homeless people in the sheds overnight while they were on drugs.
They would lock them in.
I'm like, that must be hell. I feel like that would be dangerous for them. They like hurt themselves inside the shed. At a different store, the homeless consistently shit inside the shed and it was left to bake in the sun for long periods of time. It wasn't until a customer opened the door and was hit with the smell that the manager had to clean it. All right, fine. Home Depot isn't just a place where homeless people live, it's also where they die. A news report came out about a 61-year-old homeless man who was found dead on top of a shopping cart covered in plywood.
This seems like a murder cover.
That's a murder. That's not a man just like, he's not just like, all right, time to die.
You don't think he fell over and pulled plywood over him?
he like started to die. He's like, yep, here I go. At some point, the man died of natural causes. And the other people in his encampment made a makeshift gurney to try and get him to the hospital, but it was too late. They were like trying to carry him like, oh, he's dead. We gotta get the fuck out of here. Or also it's gonna look bad on us. I'd feel bad for my homeless buddy. I would go through a lot being homeless. Do you think the Home Depot employee came over, like his eyes are open, he's dead, and do you think he did like the thing they do in movies where they're like, they shut his eyes?
Put 2 coins on his eyes.
Mi amor.
You can rest now.
Rest easy, compadre.
I don't know what I'd do if I found a dead body. I think I'd just stand there in shock.
I've been around, like I said, the one dead body in that park, and it's like shocking. It's haunting, actually. It's just permanent. There's no big spectacle or anything. It's just kind of, it is what it is. And it's just kind of weird because you treat it almost, not like trash, but people literally come up, they bag it up, and they take it all. Like, it's just weird. I don't know. It's very unromantic. It's sad. Just sad. I mean, it probably fuck you up a bit.
Or if you saw him die, too.
Seeing somebody have like a heart attack and then die is much more traumatic than just coming across a dead body. Either way, let me tell you, you're probably going to ask for a couple days off to kind of figure some shit out, but most tool injuries occur on a job site or at a home. Rarely do they occur in the stores. But in 2013, a 50-year-old man walked into a Home Depot and began to terrify customers and staff. He had grabbed a handsaw and began to saw both of his arms off until he passed out from blood loss. One customer who witnessed the whole thing was an off-duty paramedic. He stepped in, believing he could save the man. The paramedic fashioned a tourniquet out of ropes and a towel, saving the man's life. When he arrived at the hospital, both arms were saved and reattached. That is, they're so lucky. Could there honestly be better proof than like a guardian angel of some kind? That is insane. Can you imagine physically being able to like withstand sawing one arm off? No, he's got to be heavy on some shit.
Oh yeah, maybe PCP or bath salt.
Customers are not the only ones getting hurt inside stores. An employee won a huge lawsuit after being injured in a saw accident inside his local Home Depot. While on the job, an employee used a radial arm saw to cut wood as his supervisor had requested. At the same time, a customer was walking through the aisle, aimlessly looking at the products on the shelves. Unaware of their surroundings, the customer bumped into the employee and sent his left hand into the saw, severing most of his fingers. Brutal. The employee sued Home Depot for physical and mental damages. After a long battle, he was eventually awarded nearly $1 million in workers' compensation. I always feel like this, when it goes there, I bet you Home Depot at first was like, well, we're not at fault. And that's what escalates it. I always just think it's some of that shit. I always feel like the company needs to step forward and just be like, let's take care of this. Because if you don't, then it's like, dude, fuck you. Hello? Look at my hand.
Well, at first I was going to say, why don't you see the customer? But then I realized, well, Home Depot has way more money.
Yeah, well, listen. He definitely had a lawyer under his ear being like, go for Home Depot. At many Home Depots across the U.S., it is common to see laborers standing in the parking lots looking for work. But one incident shows how dangerous this can be. Brenda Acuna Aguero pulled into a Home Depot parking lot and spoke with one of the laborers about needing help moving some of the items at her home. The man agreed and was driven to her home. As soon as the man stepped inside, Brenda's mood shifted. She began to be more flirtatious and sexual with the worker. She eventually demanded sex, and when the worker tried to refuse, Brenda's husband Jorge walked out pointing a rifle. Dangerous cuck. You f*** my wife. Jorge put the barrel of the gun to the man's chest and demanded that he have sex with his wife while he watched. And while having sex, Jorge stole all the workers' IDs, including his visa, and recorded pictures and videos on his phone. They held on to all of his belongings and told him to come back in the morning, or else they'd send pictures to his wife in Mexico. Not even an hour after being dropped off, the couple demanded that he come back to the house and repeat the process. Not even an hour later! It means they went home, she's just like, I get back in the car. He's like, okay, man. The worker didn't respond, so they sent all the evidence to his wife. Brutal. The man attempted to retrieve his visa, but the couple refused. He called the police, and finally the couple was arrested. Both Brenda and Jorge admitted to doing this 4 other times to other labor workers they picked up because it was a sexual fantasy scenario for them. The couple was charged with sexual and aggravated assault, unlawful recording of a person, and a $250,000 bond. Poor worker, man. I don't think I've ever heard of an aggressive cuck.
I need you to take off your overalls and have sex with my wife right now.
No. No, I don't want.
I'm not asking, fella.
That's kind of horrifying.
Maybe he likes seeing her get fucked because it gets him angry, and then he angry fucks her.
Oh,
Tries to turn the rifle on himself. I've never heard of like a deadly cuck. A lot of cucks, when someone's just like, I don't know, they're like, okay, all right, never mind. Because they're kind of, I think they're happy that it's not going through. But a guy's just like,
I don't think so, motherfucker.
I don't know, it's so weird, yeah, because it's like you're being cucked, but you also have the power because you're forcing someone to do it.
I hear a lot of wriggling, a lot of wiggling. I think it's just some can of worms, dude. that I don't think we should open. Like most other big retail stores, theft is a big issue. Millions of dollars are lost every year from people walking in and refusing to pay for items. Home Depot is no exception to the shoplifting epidemic. As inflation continues to rise, many people are more incentivized to steal from stores just to survive. Home Depot is filled with expensive items, so it makes sense that they are target for a lot of shoplifters. A Georgia Home Depot store lost over $11,000 because of an undercover theft ring operating within its walls. Lula Harris worked as a cashier, and her friend Rodriguez Hewley would bring up carts of items worth thousands of dollars. Each time Rodriguez brought up a cart, Lula would scan a few items before letting her friend walk out the front door. When they got caught, Rodriguez had around $1,200 worth of merchandise. It was their 13th time pulling this scheme, but now they both face multiple shoplifting charges. And on the other side of the country, 4 thieves successfully stole over $92,000 worth of merchandise from multiple stores. And according to reports, the 4 men would simply walk into the store, grab whatever they wanted, and then walk out. They were able to pull off around 200 heists across 11 countries. God damn, you only got 90 grand? Yeah, 200 heists across 11 countries. I'm like, you came short of $100,000? They're getting less than $10,000 a country. I just want to say that whole like Ocean's 11 international heist thing, I don't know, it's just kind of gay if you think about it. Police were able to put an end to this coordinated shoplifting ring when they conducted numerous raids on houses and storage units, recovering all the stolen items. So they didn't even... Okay. All the men were charged with numerous charges like grand theft and conspiracy. But that is just a drop in the bucket compared to the profits Home Depot makes annually. If you want to make an impact, you have to do more than that. Down in Texas, police raided a home and found $1 million worth of tools, parts, and equipment. That's one home, Nick. Last people went to 11 countries. Just putting that out there.
These are professionals.
Yeah, this was one guy who's just like, my local Home Depot is great. It was a 2-person operation with one person serving as the driver and the other managing the store and online store. Every other week, the driver would drive out of the state to surrounding states such as Colorado and steal thousands of dollars worth of merchandise. Then they would take it to the house in Texas and sell it online. The home and 5 bedrooms all filled to the roof with tools, and both men were taken into custody and faced multiple theft charges. So much more impressive. Just want to say that. 11 countries just boggles my mind still. Yeah, we have a boat and everything. How much are you going to make a profit? About $3,000. Cool. None of this is surprising because Home Depot has fired multiple employees for trying to intervene with would-be thieves. Most stores have teams meant to stop shoplifting, so most employees don't even try. But when employees do try to stop them in the act, it doesn't always end well. Even when I was younger, that was a thing of being like, if someone's stealing something, don't even try to stop them. Like, just let the cops find them, whatever.
That's why you see like the Apple stores, people come in and just rip them off, and they're just like, let them go.
You just see all the Apple people just be like, am I going to get shot over a iPhone? Nah. Am I gonna get shot over a Makita power drill? Nah. Benicia Knaps ran into a Home Depot in California, leaving her 2-year-old son in the car with a getaway driver.
Mother of the year.
Move over, Ruby Frankie. You have competition. When she got inside, she found some items to steal. As she attempted to exit the store, Blake Mose, a loss prevention agent, stepped in. During the struggle, Benicia pulled out a gun and shot Blake, killing him instantly. She would make it to the getaway car, but she and the getaway driver would be detained. God, why? Poor Blake. To shoot someone over stolen Home Depot goods, you dumb bitch. That's why I wish I was King from Tekken. Do the tiger thing. Take my ankles, put her on her neck, and like. Actually, I'd rather be Eddie from Tekken. The capybara guy. Be dancing. I'd put on like Electric Avenue. I'd be dancing to it. She's like, what are you doing? I'm like, boom! Right to her temple. Make her go legally blind. She's like, what? Oh, God. And I just keep, bam! Boom! I'd hire an Asian man to be Yoshimitsu. Hop towards her, dice up her toes. She's like, oh! Once they were arrested, both were charged and sentenced. Benicia, whatever her name is, got 19 years to life in prison, while her accomplice got 7 years. And guess who also suffers? Not only does Blake die, but now you have a 2-year-old who's just like, these people are so dumb, man. It's so annoying.
You think the kid got charges for being an accomplice?
Hands behind your back. That wasn't the only time a simple shoplifting attempt turned deadly. Sometimes a shoplifter pays with more than just a card. Ryan Davis was a security guard at Home Depot in Washington when he was notified that someone was stealing flooring tiles from the store. The thief in question was Jeremy Foster, who had successfully made it out of the store and into a parking lot before Ryan caught up. He was tased and tackled to the ground, where Ryan tried to handcuff him. Still trying to break away, Jeremy fought a little before things took a turn for the worst. Fed up with the shoplifter, Ryan began to aggressively beat Jeremy into submission so he could put the handcuffs on him. Police would be called and Jeremy would be taken away, but during the ride, he turned pale and was rushed to the hospital. At the hospital, it was discovered that he had suffered serious injuries like rib fractures, tears in his colon, deep cuts in his internal organs, and severe damage to his face. God damn, dude. Ryan, why don't you calm the down, bud? I feel like if it's that bad, like he has a little bit of fights where he's not, I'm like, just keep him on the ground. You have to handcuff him. If you had like a gun or something, I guess, but
taking your anger out on him.
It seems like you're getting a little to your head, just a little bit, doesn't it? Doctors had to operate on Jeremy to try to save his life, but he would pass away from his injuries. Or some floor tiles, dude, because you messed with Paul Blart at Home Depot. Following his death, Ryan Davis was sued for excessive force. Well, there you go. Home Depot and the security company he worked for would also be sued for negligence. That's too far. For floor tiles, word. If Ryan was there, saw Blake get shot, and then like went in and like the person was resisting, I guess you could say like I had to subdue the person, this murderer, but a person walking out with floor tiles, come on, Ryan.
Yeah, it's like what, maybe $1,000.
It's not like my dad's Jim Home Depot. This is a family business. I mean, he should never move to violence unless somebody else is like threatened to being hurt or something. Let the guy steal a thing, and then obviously he's gonna get caught. There's no way. There's cameras everywhere. Also, the parking lot number, like they're gonna find his, like you are not going to get away with it. You know what I mean? Customers can also be very scary, but stores themselves pose a threat to those inside. Whether it's poor construction or confusing layouts, there have been a few depot deaths. Like many retail stores, Home Depot has a warehouse-sized floor filled with endless amounts of shelving. These shelving not only hold the merchandise, but also hold storage that goes all the way to the ceiling. Way too high. Gotta say, there's been some times where I'm like, it only takes Six is one.
Have you seen the video of the guy on like the cherry picker getting the like product and it crushes him? Help! Help!
It's one of my favorite things ever. I can't. They're like, calm down. He's like, I can't. Looking at these shelves, one would think that it would be stable enough to hold everything on them, but that's not always the case. Multiple people have been seriously injured or killed because of these shelves. One of these victims was Jean-Lope Chardin, a NASA astronaut and an accomplished pilot. Sheridan? I don't know. Hopefully I'm saying that right. Say it here. Sorry, dude. I don't know how to say it. Jean. I'll say Jean. In 2000, Jean walked into a local store to grab some screws when a drill press 15 feet above him fell off a shelf and hit him in the head. That's f***ed, man. The machinery weighed over 65 pounds and left Jean with life-threatening injuries to his neck and spine. These injuries were so severe that NASA had to retire him and keep him from performing any more missions. Though he was lucky to survive, not being able to fly ever again was absolutely crushing. And as a result, Jean sued Home Depot for $15 million. I don't think that's enough. That's one of those injuries too, where it's like you wake up every morning and you're sore, can't walk properly still. Probably there's like so much in life you can't do now. But then also, hey, can we put that thing that weighs 6,000 pounds just high, real up there, put it off the shelf slightly and have it teeter until just one day gravity takes. Okay, good. That's all we needed. At a different store in California, Mary Pinturf and her daughter had walked into a Home Depot for a deck project, and while walking the aisle looking for lattice material, a 75-pound box of wood fell off a top shelf, and from 20 feet up, the wood struck Mary in the head, killing her almost instantly. The family sued the store, and a quick settlement was received for $900,000 compensation. Oh, robbed. Couldn't get $1 million.
That's insulting.
That is insulting.
The guy got 15 million. He's still alive.
My boy Jean, well, he was NASA.
Oh.
He's a spaceman. Lumber took another life when 41-year-old Jeffrey Mead and his brother Dennis, after 2,000 pounds of wood and lumber fell on top of them. According to reports, the brothers were digging through loose boards when one of them had heard a loud creaking sound. Before they could react, boards from top shelving fell on them, pinning them to the floor. Bystanders and employees would free them from the pile, but Jeffrey ended up losing his life. Dennis was taken to the hospital and later survived. Now every time I go through that store, I'm just gonna be like, I'm surprised that the stuff that's high up doesn't have like nets, because you have to go up on like a lift to get it. You're not going to go up on a ladder. So it's like, why not, if anything, just have nets? Well, I can't see the product. All right, what are we going to do? Spend money on nets? All right, hey, if it's coming out of your pocket.
Actually, now you got me paranoid, because now that I'm thinking about it, most of these are teenagers who don't care.
I would like to see a report of how much stuff falls that doesn't hit people a day. Like a stuff falling a lot, you know, where people are like, oh, that fell off. Look, thank God no one was there. Working within the aisles of Home Depot is already dangerous, but employees have to worry about more than just falling objects. Customers within the store are just as threatening. For 9 years, Gary Razor had worked at Home Depot starting at the age of 73. And in 2022, Gary was working at a regular shift when Terry McMillian walked in and walked out with 3 air compressors that he didn't pay for. Trying to do the right thing, Gary got in the way to stop him, but Terry pushed him to the ground, resulting in him breaking both his hips and several ribs. What you doing, old man? I appreciate the whole, like, you know, Gran Torino, Clint Eastwood vibe of just like, you can't do that. This is America. But I'm like, come on, man. A guy's carrying 3 air compressors and Gary's just like, stop it. Gary, no, you're made of glass. While in the hospital, Gary's condition improved, but out of nowhere, his health declined quickly. He passed away only a month after his fall due to several internal complications. Terry was arrested in January of 2024 for theft and voluntary manslaughter, and it took over a year to sentence him. But eventually, Terry would plead guilty to both charges and received 8 to 10 years in prison. It is truly amazing how quickly people can become savages as soon as they enter a big store. Any kind of retail space is a battleground. Don't ever forget that, all right? It is a place. Listen, I get wood there sometimes. Don't think I'm not clocking people, though. I don't trust anybody, especially nowadays, man. I feel like back in the 50s, you'd just be like, what do you know? What, you need my social? I'll give you my social. Not anymore. Maybe it's something to do with the rows of fluorescent lights on ceilings, or maybe it's the endless aisle of products that creates this kind of internal maze in someone's mind. It makes them crazy. It's some kind of weird formula. Whatever it is, it has a grip on the American people. And as this craziness spans across multiple stores and franchises, if you think you're safe inside a store, that couldn't be farther from the truth. I don't know what the answer is. All I know is if you're going to buy some paint, God damn it, look after yourself and be safe out there. And now I'm telling you, every time I go to that store now, I'm going to be like looking up. The aisle thing f***ed me up, dude. Guys, watch the skies and watch out for yourself. We'll see you next time. Happy building. Bye-bye.